Let's talk about it, Boulder.
Yeah,
You got a big draft day coming up as well. Your sons, Travis Hunter.
Yep, all three of them, and several others on the team. But we're going to do it in Boulder, Colorado, and celebrate it with the fans in the gymnasium. We're going to pack the house. It's going to be phenomenal.
Well, a report has come down the line, and so I decided it's probably time to talk about it. As you can see, I'm traveling, and the place I'm traveling to is the place that is talking about getting their hands on Coach Prime. Now, we dropped a video about a day or two where we kind of talked about that whole scenario. And as you saw at the beginning of this, Prime talked about, loving Boulder and everything. But he did throw a little caveat there on that Good Morning America video interview that he would consider the NFL if he could coach his kids. Well, report came down from the Las Vegas Review-Journal that he may truly be serious about it. So let's dive into it here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is powered by our partners over there at BetUS. Check them out. They got their online casino going. You can get 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000 when you go and check them out. So Coach Prime has talked about this pretty ad nauseum and pretty extensive in regards to going pro or staying at the collegiate level. And the big thing for him was he's always had more interest in coaching the young men more so than coaching the adults. He's always talked about being a mentor, and this feels like this is what God's calling is. Well, an article dropped yesterday while I was en route here to Las Vegas by Vincent Bonsignor at the Las Vegas Review-Journal that someone close to Coach Prime has extended and stated that he has a serious interest in the job at Las Vegas. Now, y'all might be saying, Jay, you've already talked about this and said you don't feel like there's a chance he's going to go, and you are 100% right. I don't believe that he takes the job at Las Vegas for the most part. Now, again, that Good Morning America interview made me feel like, Prime is definitely locked in on, but there's another component that seems to be rearing its head from other conversations that I've had and I've been keeping an eye on, which now makes me believe we're now in the 50-50 range. I've been about the 80-20. I think we're shifting closer to 50-50. We'll talk about that component in just a minute, but if Prime was to take this job, it would not be until April. That is my feel on it. I know the Raiders are right now going through all of their coaching interviews and they're trying to figure out who the next coach is going to be. And so as the NFL playoffs go on, they'll probably be talking to some of these coaches in the NFL playoffs that they have interest in. And they'll probably go through the whole interview process there. And as teams get eliminated, you'll probably hear more and more smoke to other people. But that to me is probably the biggest indicator on this is that if Prime takes this job, because he's already said that all the Colorado players that are draft eligible, they'll be watching the draft from the gymnasium there at school. So the fans can participate in this. And someone that's going to take another job, I don't see why you would do that. Granted that those plans could change, but I don't see him going against his word. That feels like something that lines up exactly to what Prime has been and his love for Colorado, that he wants to do stuff like that. So I don't see that component actually changing things there. So if this does happen, it's definitely something that would happen in April. But there's that additional influence part that I was talking about. Let's dive into that. Now, in this article that Vincent put out there, there's one big influential piece that has popped up. And I initially did not think about it this way, but it's a good point because first there was an article that came out not too long ago that the Raiders were looking at Bill Belichick, and the big influencer there, Tom Brady, possibly reached out to Belichick to have a conversation of getting the band back together. Granted, you won't have Brady as the quarterback, but there's options in the draft to be able to get a quarterback. But Brady's influence in this is a lot more important than I initially anticipated because if you really think about it, Shador's, quarterback coach mentor is Tom Brady. Brady and Prime are close. Of course, owner Mark Johnson is really big with Prime. They have a really good relationship. Prime talked about his love for Al Davis and how he almost ended up being the Raiders, except for he decided to go to Dallas and play for the Cowboys instead. Back when they were in Oakland, because he was in San Francisco at the time. So there's a lot of pieces that are working together, but Brady and his closeness with them, because Brady is a minority owner of this team, I can totally see Mark Davis saying, hey, if you can make this happen, go for it. So the question is, who does Tom Brady think would be the best brain to bring in here to coach? Because if anything, the most important thing that the Raiders are going to need to do as far as coaches go is find somebody that could be in charge and be in charge. They don't have to be a mind of offense or defense. It doesn't matter. They're going to hire an O coordinator and a D coordinator. The most important thing is getting someone that is the adult in the room that can make things happen and be in charge. And Prime has proven as he's come here to Colorado and made that happen for the Buffs. So the question is, will Prime keep that going? Can Prime keep that going? And how much does Brady and them trust that Prime can do that at the NFL level? And when Prime was talking about it on Good Morning America, he said, if I can coach my boys, plural, not just Shedeur, probably not just Shiloh, may try to find a way to get Travis, but I don't think Travis can end up in the same place as Shedeur because of the way the draft is lined up. But I expect that if he can coach Shiloh and Shedeur, he will definitely make that move. That just makes sense to me. If he takes the job and the Raiders find a way to make a trade up and get both Travis and Shedeur together and he gets Shiloh a little bit later, on draft day, that will be the day I will say Prime will take the job. But right now, I don't see it happening. I'm still, you know what? I said 50-50 at the beginning of the video. I'm still 60-40. The Prime stays in Colorado because I know he loves it and he appreciates the opportunity and he likes what he's building there. He's got some nice pieces coming in. We're going to go through the transfer portal class on the next video, kind of look at all the players that are now there and how we feel about them. But look, I don't know if Prime would make this move. Opportunity is there. It's a possibility, but I don't see it happening. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. I've been wrong before. There's always a chance I'm going to be wrong later down the line. So we'll talk more on the class. I want to look at some of the players. I need to look at the depth chart again. I've been going through that and what it looks like, who will play where and what makes the most sense as players are coming in and out. Got my old spreadsheet going. But we'll dive into that a little bit later. See if I can get my guy Dukes back on to really talk through it. And yeah, we'll go from there. Shout out to BetUS, hooking up the gamer. They're giving you 200% bonus on your first deposit up to $5,000. All I got to do is go and check out that casino. So we're out. And yeah, we'll talk soon.